So you know it's going to happen. It always happens. You're feeling fine, and then you get sick. So what happens when you're away from home and out on the road? Bless you. We'll talk about that coming up right after this.
Hi everybody, I'm Judy.
And I'm Jim, and welcome to It's a Highway Vlog, where you get to travel the country with us, and you don't even have to leave the healthcare clinic.
So while you're there for your annual
checkup, that is, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the little subscribe button right there.
And ring that notification bell.
Why? So you don't miss a thing.
Not anything.
Nothing.
Ever.
Well,
especially now.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. We are in, where are we at? We're in Illinois. We're almost in Indiana, but we're in Illinois.
I would have said Indiana because
yeah, we're close enough that we could go outside and throw some rocks, but we're not going to do that.
You have to have a pretty good arm, though.
Yeah, but we're here. We unloaded this morning just outside Kansas City, and we ran from the storm that was sort of there.
We drove from the storm.
Okay, whatever. We drove.
You would have never ran.
We escaped Kansas City.
Escaped.
Yeah, so there was a storm coming through Kansas City this morning. We got there early this morning, I don't know, 4 o'clock, and then we unloaded, and instead of sitting and waiting, we came east. We didn't have a load when we first started, but they soon remedied that. We do have a load for tomorrow. So we are sitting in the truck stop tonight at a Road Ranger.
And escaping the storm, we saw how many cars in the ditch on 70 that we were headed
We must
east.
have seen at least 15 cars that had slid off the road east of St. Louis or of Kansas City. It was not pretty, but we escaped unscathed, hopefully.
And we think that happened earlier this morning. You
know,
because the roads were pretty cleared by the time we got out. Well, by the time we were out there.
Yeah. And so, speaking of clear roads, we're going to talk about something totally unrelated.
Has nothing to do with roads.
Judy and I, the last couple of weeks since we've been out, we haven't really been feeling the greatest. We've sort of been under the weather. I think it's sort of a lingering cold that we've had from being home. We get sick every time we go home, it seems like, in the winter. You know, we can come out and stay on the road for 6 weeks. We're fine. As soon as we go home, we get the sniffles, the sneezes.
I don't know if it has to do with the fact that out here we just move from place to place, and so we have different things.
We're running from the germs.
To. So yeah, you get exposed, and then you run away from them, and then you know.
At home, they can concentrate and they gang up on us. I know what it is.
Or that we're used, our bodies are reactive to it because we're not home for so long, and then we spend more time in one place, I guess.
But it is miserable to be sick on the road, and it is no fun. You don't have, you have a moving bed. You don't really have the facilities sometimes, depending on what you're sick with. Sometimes you have to go to the bathroom a lot, and it's sort of a little inconvenient on the road. Or if you've just got a head cold, the variations in having to bounce down the road, it's just not really that great. So we try to avoid getting ill as much as we can, and all of us are faced with that. It's just we take precautions. We wash our hands a lot.
Preventative maintenance for the body.
PM for the body. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. We are actually quite successful while we are out. We are exposed to, I guess, a whole big gob of germs.
Yeah, when you use a public restroom,
which we
all
do
the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Or you're just in...
Or just in and out of the truck stops,
Yeah, and so we are exposed to all kinds of funky germs, but we we have to go home. And our normal germs from home are the ones that get us. But yeah, we wash our hands. Sometimes if you're... I mean, I've seen this. I've walked into the bathroom. There's been a guy coughing, or you're just like, I think I'll wait. I'll go to another restroom. And I've done that. I've walked out where somebody's just been really, really coughing, and it's just because I don't want to expose myself to that because I don't need that.
Or on the other extreme, somebody in front of the bathroom and you is, for lack of grossing everybody out, the other way, you know, going out the mouth kind of thing, and you can hear it, and it's like, okay, don't want to use that bathroom next.
Right. So, you know, we try to avoid that when we can. Sometimes you can't, and obviously other people, you know, you feel bad for them.
Yeah, because they're out on the road too, and they're having to deal with all that. That's just not
so you know, we try to avoid. We do our PM. We take vitamins, and we found a really good multivitamin. There are 3 of them that we take. We've been taking these for years.
5, 6 years now. I don't remember.
They're made from doTERRA. doTERRA is a company that makes essential oils. They also make vitamins. We've been using essential oils and vitamins for 6, 7 years now.
It's been that long.
You know, so this is just a 3-part multivitamin. They look like horse pills, but they work. You know, we take 2 of these at a time.
Those are the multivitamins, I believe.
Yeah, and then we have a.
Oh no, these are the multivitamins. These are the food nutrients.
These are huge. I don't know if you can see them, but they're literally they're gigantic. And we take those twice a day. We have a pill that has fish oil in it.
Yeah, those are food nutrients. The one he showed you before was the Cellular Vitality Complex.
These little dudes they have fish oils and other essential oil type things in them. So they work for us. So that's one thing we do. We try to keep our nutrition as best as we can, our vitamins up. You know, those are just a great multivitamin.
And that's one thing that's really hard to do on the road, is your nutrition, and actually at home too. I mean, everybody I know before we came out on the road, we didn't. Our nutrition stunk.
Well, we didn't take multivitamins when we were at home.
No. And actually, when we started taking these, we were kind of looking for something that would be a natural, you know, way to handle. We were trying to think of, you know, we're going to try to start eating less processed foods, and we knew we were going to start missing some of the nutrients. And
we're still planning on doing that.
Well, 7 or 8 years later, we're still working on it.
We'll get to it. We're still working on our nutrition. It's a struggle. You know, we don't have really the facilities, I guess, really to do that. I mean, we try the best as we can, but you know,
I think it's a struggle for most people in this day and age. I mean, I don't think it's just truckers that have that issue, but it's everybody, because we're in such a fast-paced world that you know, it's what's quick and easy, and what's quick and easy is your, you know, processed food.
So so what do we do when our little PM doesn't work? You know, so what happens when we do get sick? You know, we're independent contractors, and so we do not have a company insurance. We have to pay for our own health care. And truthfully, several years back, we had health insurance when we first came out for a couple of years, and it just got too expensive.
Yeah, I think it was up to what? $1,300?
Yeah, it would have been, the year that we didn't get it, it would have been $1,300 a month. For us, that is really substantial, and we're healthy for the most part. And so we actually dropped the health insurance. We went for a couple of years without it, which was a scary time. And now we are covered under one of the Christian ministry healthcare sharing plans that are out there. It's not really insurance, but they share. It's a group of people that share the cost of the insurance. So we literally write a check each month to an individual that needs money for their health care. And so hopefully when we get sick, we'll get the check back for us. It's still $400 and some a month, but I can afford that, and I really can't afford the other. But, you know, if we do get sick, we have to pay for it up front, and we're reimbursed. So, you know, you have limited options when you're out on the road. Of course, there's always the what do they call them? Yeah, not hospitals, urgent cares. Yes.
It's like, what do you call what?
The urgent care
not
places.
Going? That's what.
Which we have been to over the years a couple of times. I had bronchitis once. I also had a really bad, severe ear infection, and so you know you run into those. You see them out on the roads, and so that's one of the things we take advantage of. Unfortunately, we have had friends that have had major medical issues while on the road, and you have to go to a hospital. Or emergency medical
so that's the other thing with the insurance too. You have to have something that's on a national plan, you know, for the insurance, and making sure that you're covered wherever you go. And so that's part of what the decision we made where we went.
And we're young enough that we can't even think about Medicare for several years. Not that I want to think about that. So yeah, we're sort of at the mercy. So we try to take care of ourselves as best we can, but we do get sick, and sometimes it's just a matter of, you know,
riding it out,
and hoping it doesn't get you. But we've been very fortunate. We've rarely been what I would call deathly ill. Twice I can think of in the truck, and both of those involve food poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
Judy and I got food poisoned out in California 7 years ago. Probably, without a doubt, the most miserable weekend that we have ever spent together.
Didn't get out of the truck.
Oh my gosh.
That was horrible.
It was terrible. And then Judy got food poison about a year later up in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
We all went out to eat. We went to a Chinese restaurant. We all had Chinese food. Somebody decided that she wanted to try stuff off the hibachi grill.
Yeah.
Bad mistake. So the rest of the weekend, the rest of us, there was at least, what, 2 other couples with us?
Yeah,
at
I
least?
think so.
We enjoyed ourselves. Judy, not so much.
Not so much.
But it was only about a day.
Yeah.
I think you were down about a day.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, that's the other issue we face. You know, the food that you get can be a little suspect at times, and
anybody experiences that anywhere. But you
anywhere.
know, it's just when you do go out to eat and you're not preparing food yourself. That's some of the other issues you can.
And truthfully, that's one of the other reasons why we cook in the truck so much. I don't really trust other people with my food, and so we cook here, and you know, for the most part, although somebody has. We disagree on when food is no longer edible, because to me, if it's in the refrigerator 3 days, I'm not probably going to touch it. Yeah.
I grew up on leftovers. We eat leftovers until there's something growing on them, and sometimes you just pick off the growth.
No, you do not do that. That's not how that works at all. You do
it
not.
Might be a little funky tasting, but
She literally ate a hamburger in here one time that had white stuff growing on it. She scraped it
it
off.
Was not. It
put
was
it in.
not.
Oh, it was.
It was not.
Ugh.
It was not.
So anyway,
You're dreaming.
but we've yet to be food poisoned in the truck yet.
No, that mold that grows in the refrigerator, that's actually good for you. You know?
No, it is not. Mold, by definition, is not good for you unless it's in cheese. And I don't know what the difference is.
See, you grow mold in cheese, so why not other food?
And I don't eat blue cheese either.
Just kidding.
So
I love blue cheese.
obviously.
But I think there's something to that, though. You know, your immunity kind of gets, I think, a little bit built up by, you know, eating some of that.
Not how that works, Judy.
Anyway, yes. Skip on. Move on. Yeah.
So anyway, you know, your options are limited. We just have to be aware of trying to avoid bad situations as best we can. And when we do get sick, you know, the ultimate, if we're sick enough, we'll go to the hospital. Fortunately, we've never had to do that. Yeah. We do have friends that have had major medical issues and have ended up in the hospital. We have friends that have had major medical issues and had to come off the road.
Yeah, and going back to not major medical issues, but there are certain things out here on the road you cannot take as medicine.
Right.
You know, if you have a cold, you can't take the stuff that obviously makes you drowsy.
Right.
That's not a good idea to take while you're driving down the road.
There's substances that we cannot take as truck drivers. We are subject to random drug tests, and it will show up as a positive on some of that stuff. And that's not really the reason. I mean, you don't want to take anything that's going to make you drowsy. Those warnings, you know, do not take and use heavy machinery. Well, this is a heavy machinery piece right here. So you don't want to be doing that. So yeah, we're limited even with the options that we have. The other thing that we do with essential oils, we've been using it for a while. This little stuff right here is like Vicks Vapor Rub, but in a bottle, and it does such a great job. It's called Breathe. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, it's got fennel and it's got a bunch of different.
Yeah, it's just really good.
For you.
We smell it. It opens you right up. It really sort of does smell like.
And we have a
Vicks.
diffuser in the truck. You can't see it, but it's back here. You know, that's why sometimes you see things floating above.
These oils are. Well, they're recognized as safe that we can take in my mouth, so we will actually drop a few drops into a capsule and take it sometimes. I don't know. We've probably got 40 different types of essential oils in this truck.
We have this little bag of oils that we use frequently, and then I have a big bag up in one of the cupboards that has, you know, just when certain things pop up. we use, you know.
Right. And it's just, you know, we use them. They work for us. I'm very, very happy that we've used those, so it saves us a lot of time. But these things are not cheap, so there's always a cost with everything you have. But we would rather try to err on the PM side than we would on the fix-it side.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot easier to get the oil changed than it is to replace an engine because the oil was bad. Not in our case. The engine just died. But, you know, you're talking a factor of a lot.
And I like the fact that we're using oils, you know, when we're in the truck, you know.
They're oils.
Essential oils, just like our essential oil.
Yeah, there's essential oil in the truck. Very essential for continued use.
Yep.
It's 10W30.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is, but
these are all natural, which is what we wanted to get down to when, you know, we wanted to avoid medication. And Jim and I know we've mentioned this before, are, knock on wood, we're not on any prescription medications. Our blood pressure is, knock on wood again, decent, and we're not diabetic, and all those other things. And the vitamins we take, we don't have to take extra D or extra C or extra, you know, a lot of people will have like 10 or 15 different vitamins in their trucks that they take, and which is good PM too.
Everything's
you just don't
in here.
have to worry about, you know, all those packaged stuff.
Right. But. So we, I guess that's sort of what we wanted to talk about a little bit. PM for the body, and then if you you know, take it into the repair shop if you need it. So,
yes, definitely.
Yeah, I feel everything in our life has just become like, you know, connected with trucking.
PMing your body.
Preventive maintenance. It's where it's at. So.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way,
drink plenty of fluids.
Plenty of fluids. That's always key.
Fluids. Yes. Coolant for the body, right there.
And water. Water is where it's at.
It's where it's at. So that's enough for us tonight. I guess we will get off, and please like and subscribe and give us a thumbs up and comment if you have any suggestions. We'd love to hear from you guys. We do read the comments and we respond back to every single one, and we really, really appreciate it when we get comments on our stuff. So thank you very much. And thank everybody for watching. And so I guess we will see you in the next video.
So long, everybody.
Good night.